Hey Derek, hey, I was out here this morning meeting with the tile installer as well as the carpet installer, taking measurements and everything. Scott did tell me that you were gonna be out here today as well, but that may not be till the afternoon. It's 11:20 now, and I'm gonna have to be heading back pretty soon. So I was thinking that I was gonna be able to walk you through all of the final things. And since you're not here, what I'll do, I think I'll just make this video for you and show you exactly what those things are. And then if you have any questions, call me, and that might be this afternoon or some other time. But we'll proceed that way. So the first thing I noticed is that we don't yet have, we're in the great room kitchen area here. Here's the pantry. We don't yet have a pendant light wired for above the kitchen table. So I've laid out exactly where the kitchen table is gonna go and have identified where that pendant light needs to hang so that it's centered. So what we're gonna do as far as distance off of this wall, we're gonna center it right on the middle of that window. It'll be centered that way. And then what we can do from coming off the window wall over here, let's just center it. Let's just keep it right centered on where the can lights, where the row of can lights are going. So if we can have those two intersections, a pendant light where those two intersect, that would be awesome. Now this next one over the kitchen island, I see you've got the pendant lights centered over the island, which is great, except for the fact that we realized in working with the countertop company that this is a 60 inch, there is no 60 inch without some major seams. 58 inches, what I have here is about the maximum size you can have. So to have these centered, these guys will need to slide over some on the, to be about 29 inches off this edge of the countertop here. Related to that, my wife did some research, it's dangerous, I know, on can lights and how many you should have for the length of your island and how close to the edge they should come. And so what we want to do is have you take this one on the left and move it one more, and take the one on the right and move it over one. And then the difference is supposed to be around not too much more than 36 inches, but with those just three, I mean, there's like a 7 foot or something difference. So we want to see if we can actually, instead of have one, have two. Now I took the distance between these two once they're moved. It's 144, let's say 142, since it's on the outside, on the inside of the floor joist there, and just divided that by 3 sections. So if you have 2 lights, it creates 3 gaps of section, which is essentially 47 and some change in between each one that you got the spacing. Now in the pantry, you had talked about putting, you wrote Mike, so you talked about putting another outlet for microwave just right there, and that's probably already on your list, but I just want to make sure. On this side, the framers did not get the opening right. It's supposed to be a 36-inch opening. From here to here is 30. So another 6 inches is gonna take off like that much. I mean, the opening is gonna be just like that. So I don't know if that means this guy needs another 2x4 or 2 to move over so that on the inside, it's not on the edge of the wall. That would be my guess. Yeah, from the inside of the pantry, if this opening comes to where it's just like on this side of my finger, that's probably gonna be, that probably needs to be bumped over with a couple 2x4s. Now right next to the pantry is where the door actually had to move for the cabinetry. And that's where I think some of your wiring, I don't know, may have gotten moved. I just wanna make sure you're good there. All right, so coming into the guest bathroom, I know you weren't sure yet where these sconce lights were being hung. And so what I did, just so you know, I mean, I marked it. I've got dot marks the spot, sconce and sconce. But what I did on both of these is I'm coming basically 1 foot off the wall on each side, and the height of those is 66 inches up. And that's all based on a mirror size that we know we're gonna have in here, so that they're the right height in correlation with the mirror on the wall. Now in the attic space, I think what we want to do is put a can light centered right on the window, and probably centered distance-wise right here, you know, between where the dormer starts and hits that front wall. And that'll be on both sides. And then you asked where the switch for that is, and I would say we add one more, you know, add a wider box here. and have the switch there. Now on the staircase, these sconce lights, it's a small detail, but they are shifted off just a little bit by measuring from the inside wall here to the back wall. This one's scooted this way about 1 inch. So it's, like I said, it's a small thing. I know it's just a couple nails, but if we can have you slide this one over this way, should line up with that guy. Now, this is over the fire pole here. I think I spoke to you about this before, but this 2x4 is literally in the way of where the pole needs to go. And so we'll need to bump that to the right some. And I don't know if I need to be here to help you do that. Just basically set the pole where it's gonna be. I'm gonna put some 2x4s around it. So this can, it looks like it's on a rail where it can adjust the length, but that can will, need to slide over some, or I guess, just you get it, the rail itself, and the can maybe stay where it's at. The closer it is to the pole, the better. That'd be awesome, lit up. And we have decided that even when we finish the attic at a later time, we're gonna keep these walls. We're gonna tear these walls out and do railing around. And so if you remember the discussion about centering the can light on the house or the staircase, we're like, well, on the house makes sense if this is gonna be open because it'll be right in the middle of the peak, but it's not anymore. We wanna center that can light up there on the width of the staircase, since we're gonna be keeping the walls in place. And then I did talk with my wife. This is the last thing. We spoke about this thing over here, which isn't over her makeup thing. It's splits the wall into thirds. She does wanna move it over, so the bottom of this plate, I just slid right over there to come off this stud. I think dead center of the stud. I don't know if you can do something similar like you did here where you bored out the stud and the wire came through, but that would put it dead center over the space where she is sitting here next to the walk-in closet. One thing I realized, this bench, they're requiring us to put this bench in here for the whole egress situation. We were literally leaving after having talked about the bench, and we realized, holy cow, the switch, the outlet got covered by the bench. Will be covered once it's drywalled in. And so wanted to see, I think the best place would be to actually stick it on the end for us. Is that doable? If that's not doable, I know you could put it on the front. That looks really bad. I don't know if you can go through all these exterior 2x6s. It looks like we've gone through some other ones, but I don't know. That's a lot of them, 7, 8, 9. Like, you gotta go through here, and can we put it right here on this wall? And that would also, be fine. But just let me know what you think on that situation there, how we should handle that. The kids' bathroom, my wife wanted to see if below this outlet or switch or whatever outlet, if on the inside of the bathroom, if we can actually do a floor outlet. She said there's just been times where you want to plug something in down there and you need an outlet that's not up in the space of where the countertop is. So I was going to check if that's something that we can add. Home now, and I'm just realizing I also wanted to ask you one more thing. We have a couple of wires to the side of the fireplace there's 2 sconce lights above on each side. So the bookshelves are split and they have sconce light, fireplace, sconce light. Wanted to see, I'm trying to do anything we can to avoid having issues on this next inspection. Do those need to be looped up and taped, or anything done there? Or we just tell them, hey, finished guy is gonna be using this wiring for lighting within the bookshelves and he's good with it. What are your thoughts there? And then the last thing was, I was curious if Blaine got back to you. I know he said, give me a day to talk with my team and I'll let you know what we're gonna do with the fan in the mudroom. Curious to see what he said, the approach is there and what he wants you to do. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I tried to keep it brief, but I wanted you to have something to reference as you made these updates. Thanks again so much, Derek. I sure appreciate you. Bye.